All right, let's get right into it. We've all heard people talk about green buildings, right? But today, we're skipping the buzzwords and getting straight to what really matters for developers: the money. We're going to unpack the huge financial rewards the Indian government is putting on the table for anyone who builds sustainably.
So, this is the big question, isn't it? The one on every developer's mind. Is going green just some nice marketing fluff? Something to make you feel good? Or is there a real, hard nosed business case for it? Does that extra investment in sustainability actually show up on the balance sheet?
Well, the answer right now in India is a massive unqualified yes. Because of a whole suite of government incentives, choosing to build green isn't just an ethical choice anymore. Honestly, it's one of the sharpest, most profitable business moves you can make.
Okay, so how does it all work? We've broken it down into 4 key areas. First, we'll talk about getting your projects on a national fast track. Then, how you can actually build bigger and earn more. After that, we'll look at direct cashback and cutting costs. And finally, we'll tie it all together to show you your new green advantage.
First up, let's talk about the one thing that can absolutely make or break a project: approvals. I mean, we all know time is money, and probably the biggest roadblock is just getting the green light from the government to even break ground.
And at the very heart of that is something called the environmental clearance, or EC. This thing is non-negotiable. It's a mandatory sign-off from the central government, and frankly, it's famous for being a slow, complicated process that can jam up a project for months, sometimes even longer.
But here is the absolute game changer. If your project is IGBC certified, you get to jump the line. The Ministry of Environment, Forest, and Climate Change literally puts you on a fast track. This is a huge deal. It means less waiting around, way less uncertainty, and getting your project out to the market so much faster.
So, your project's approved. Now what? How do you squeeze the most value out of it? This brings us to what is, for my money, the most lucrative incentive of them all: getting permission to build more.
We're talking about floor area ratio, or FAR. Look, put simply, this is the government giving you the right to build more square footage on the exact same piece of land you already own. It's kind of like finding out your plot is secretly bigger than you thought. And the best part? This extra development right is often handed over for free. And this isn't just some tiny, niche policy in 1 or 2 places. Look at this. States all over the country are doing it. And you see the pattern, right? The better your green rating, silver, gold, all the way to platinum, the bigger your FAR bonus. Haryana, Punjab, Maharashtra, they're all rewarding better sustainability with more area you can sell. Let's just focus on one of those numbers for a second. In Haryana, a platinum-rated building gets a mind-boggling 15% extra FAR. On a big project, that 15% can translate into millions in pure additional revenue. That one incentive can completely change the entire financial picture of a project. Okay, so building bigger is great, but what about just straight up saving money? Well, going green can also directly slash your expenses and literally put cash back into your bank account. This next batch of goodies is all about the direct financial wins. These financial perks really come in 4 main flavors. You've got direct capital subsidies, which is fantastic. Then there are waivers and even reimbursements for fees. You've also got major cuts to your taxes and duties. And finally, access to special, low-cost financing. Let's run through a few quick examples. Check this out. In Andhra Pradesh, the state will give you a 25% subsidy on your total fixed capital investment. Just to be clear, that's not a tax break you get later. That's the government handing you cash that covers a quarter of your capital costs. And what about the cost of getting certified in the first place? You might be worried about that. Well, don't be. For certain tourism projects in places like Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh, the government will pay you back for half of your IGBC certification fees. They are literally paying you to prove you're building a green project. And this just shows you the variety of ways you can save. Over on the left, you've got Andhra Pradesh cutting all those mandatory fees, permit fees, impact fees, even giving you a refund on your RARA registration, the paperwork for the Real Estate Regulatory Authority. And on the right, Kerala is going after taxes, with up to a 50% cut in the one-time building tax and 20% off your property tax going forward. These are huge savings on costs you just can't avoid. The support gets really specific too. For small and medium-sized enterprises, Rajasthan offers a 50% subsidy on green upgrades. SIDBI is offering financing at cheaper rates. And for that all-important affordable housing sector, the SunRef program offers special refinancing for both the builders and the buyers. It makes green, affordable housing a win-win for absolutely everyone involved.
Okay, so we've covered faster approvals, more sellable area, and a whole bunch of direct financial perks. Let's take a step back and pull all these threads together to really see the complete picture. Your new green advantage.
So here's what it all boils down to. Building green in India today gives you this incredibly powerful four-part advantage. 1. You get to market faster, cutting through all that red tape. 2. You increase your assets' real value with more sellable area. 3. You get direct cash support from the government. And 4. You lower your overheads by saving a ton on fees and taxes.
You know, when you just look at all the evidence, the conclusion is pretty obvious. From the top national ministries all the way down to the local city offices, the entire system is pointing in the same direction. The message from every level of government is loud and clear. India is actively and financially rewarding sustainable development. Which brings us right back to where we started, but with a totally different angle. With faster approvals, more revenue, and direct savings all being offered to you, the question isn't really, does it pay to build green anymore, is it? The real question you have to ask yourself now is, can you actually afford not to?